This has been a very varied week in terms of business at Westminster in which I've been involved. There have been international issues, most particularly the Chagos Islands. Those are the islands in the Indian Ocean, which the United Kingdom has controlled for decades, and which is now handing over to Mauritius, something which does not appear to be in accordance with the wishes of the Sagossians, the people for whom the Chagos Islands is their homeland. So it's something to which I've been opposed and something that I spoke against again this week and voted against. And of course it has a very serious repercussion for us in terms of international defence, because on the Chagos Islands is a huge American and British military base, and yet Mauritius, and the country who's going to have sovereignty over the Chagos Islands, is a country that increasingly has been flirting with China, who of course has very different and challenging outlooks on military security. And therefore I think on all fronts it's a very foolish move that the government is making. Also an opportunity to raise some protocol issues. There's not a week goes by that there aren't protocol issues in this week. Two in particular I would mention. There is a new government support fund for life sciences industries, that's to say those who are manufacturing medicines, for example, and we have a vibrant sector of that in Northern Ireland, and the government is making available some capital funding to encourage that manufacturing. But the question I was raising is, given that under the protocol we continue to be subject to wretched EU rules on state aid, which limits the extent to which government can support industry, I was asking the question, is that going to impede our participation in that fund? The Minister didn't give me an answer, but he did promise to write to me about that. The other issue of particular relevance is the issue pertaining to dentists and dental amalgam. Under EU rules, to which sadly we're still subject, mercury is being banned from dental amalgam. Of course, dental amalgam is the mainstay of dental fillings that people get. It's the cheapest form of filling, and it's the one that's most easily administered, and yet the EU rules are going to ban that in Northern Ireland, and we have the preposterous situation that this foreign institution is making our rules even about what sort of dental fillings you can have in your mouth. Now, there has been some backtracking in that there's been a further concession, but I was using the opportunity in the committee to expose the folly and how outrageous it is that a foreign parliament is setting a rules on these matters. Others matters outside the chamber which are of interest. I've met a number of interest groups particularly. I was happy to meet, along with other MPs, the families of the Chinook helicopter disaster, where there's been such cover-up of the truth of what happened there, and resistance by government to a proper public inquiry where the truth would be exposed. And so I was pleased to meet some of those families, and I'm with them on this and give them my support, and will be seeking to carry forward that campaign in the weeks and months ahead. That's just a quick snapshot of what I've been doing this week as I continue to serve my constituents in North Ireland.